So there's a new phishing attack out there, and it's using Google Docs. Well, sort of. It looks like Google Docs, but it's really not. The way this system works is the attackers are sending out links and using what looks like an authorization for Google Docs for you to log in. Well, it's not. It actually is a spam website. And as this demonstrates right here, you can see it's really sophisticated. It looks like Google Docs. What they did was they called an app Google Docs. Google apparently has a little flaw that allowed the attackers to do this. Now, the good news is it took Google about an hour to fix this. But because of the scale of the web, this went out to millions of people. Now, what this does is authorize the program that's running the app that you're saying yes to, which is not actually Google Docs, but it looks like a Google Docs link, to grab all of your emails. And when it grabs all of your emails, it then sends it to all of your friends. And once it sends it to all your friends, they get an email that looks like it's from you to open a Google Doc, and the process continues. So even though Google fixed it within an hour, it meant millions of emails within an hour and millions of accounts getting compromised within an hour. It was pretty wild. I guess the quick solution sounded like Google. There was a lot of reportage of outage on Google Docs. I don't know that it was actually down or overwhelmed with this, or Google just turned it off until they could sort it out. But it has been sorted out, and I'm going to show you how to check to see if you were one of the people who clicked on it or inadvertently clicked on it, how to make sure you disconnect the app from it. It's on every major news site. They have a lot of stuff. The great news is Google is very on top of it, very open of how it happened, so to speak, and are like, hey, we fixed this. We realize people are concerned about their Google accounts. So let's talk about how to check the security to make sure that if you were connected, how do you resolve this? Because it's not like a virus infection that you have to clean the computer or anything for. It's attached to your Google web account if you were to click on this. So we go here, security.google.com, then connected apps and sites, and then from here you can manage the apps. And when you manage the apps, you can turn off things. I only have this. I did some testing in another video, so I actually don't use Outlook, but I have it in here. I have Slack because we use Slack to use our Google Drive and send documents back and forth. So you can see I got very little connected. There's a couple more things I have connected, some games like Rick and Morty on my other account, but you can see from here what it has access to. So if that app was in here, and I believe because Google removed it, it should be removed for you, but if it's not, it's always a good idea to go through and take a look at your Google account and what apps are connected. And while you're at it, make sure you have everything set up, things like two-step verification and your Google PIN and your app passwords if you need any specific app passwords. Please have all of this set up because this will help protect you from, if you do get your site compromised, being able to get it recovered. We've recently did a big job for a client that they lost everything. They managed it themselves and they lost the password. They lost the backup email because it was at an account that they no longer had access to. And it's really, really difficult to get it back. I will tell you, it's actually, in their case, it was impossible to get it back and we had to reset up their account. So if you're concerned about the Google phishing, and even though they fixed it, go ahead and check your security. If you feel like you need to, change your password. Please turn on two-factor authentication. I prefer the time-based authentication. I've done another video on that. I'll do a link to the security settings in Google and how you can click right to it. So hopefully that's helpful and alleviates any concerns you might have for the Google phishing. We're not sure who is behind the attack. It's definitely interesting. It was definitely widespread. But good news is it's been closed. It's been resolved. So hopefully they won't let this happen again, and they'll find some type of method by which to prevent this from getting widespread again. Thanks again for watching. If you like the content here, like and subscribe.